Hey, what's up, family? So, the one thing that you fear the most about yourself, and when I say fear, I mean like your biggest insecurity. That one or two or three things that you are afraid to be judged by others on. That one thing that you try to hide away from other people, that you try to suppress, that you think, oh, it's too much, you're doing too much, it's giving too much. I'll submit to you, you got to look at that thing. Because 9 times out of 10, it is tied to your purpose in some way. And I'll explain to you how I come to this conclusion based on my experience. So I used to be really afraid of my voice. I used to be afraid of my speaking voice. I used to be afraid of my singing voice. I used to be afraid to let other people hear. I used to feel like I had to present myself in a certain way, speak in a certain way in order for people to like me, to accept me, in order for people to, just want me around, I guess. And I will, submit that that's a learned and trained behavior from childhood into adolescence into adulthood. We're trained from children to want to be accepted, how to be the proper way so that we can be accepted by other people, so that we can be acceptable in society. So, yeah, for the longest time, I was afraid of my voice. I felt like I spoke too strong. I felt like that would be a turnoff for certain people. And I felt like, I guess maybe I felt like it was a little bit too masculine. The energy was given a little bit too much, right? But then, shoot, I had to step back and look at where I came from, where my roots are from. My roots are from Africa. The most passionate people, the most passionately speaking people, I'm sorry. See, I'm all, the information is flowing faster than the words can articulate, which happens to me a lot. But the most passionately speaking people on the planet, aside from the Hispanic and Latino community, come from Africa. I have African DNA in my blood. I have Native American DNA in my blood. So that's passion, baby. That's passion. That's a lot of fire when I speak. And so I had to be open to that and accept that, and see that as a gift that the Creator has given me. For the longest time, I didn't see it as a gift. I saw it as, it would be offensive to people and it would turn people off. But it's part of my calling. Singing and speaking is part of my calling, and I know that now. But for the longest time, like we all do, we're trying to figure out, okay, what is my purpose? What am I here for? In all of those decades, almost a whole life up until now, I was running away from my gift, suppressing my gift. So I'm coming on here to share with you that thing that's inside of you, that you've been running away from, that thing that is a part of you that you've been suppressing and trying to mask away from people and hold back from people, that's probably a big part of your gift. A big part of why you incarnated into this world. A big part of what you need to be sharing with other people. Just like me, I was afraid. I was terrified to be judged. But that's all an illusion. That's all an illusion from the shadow part of yourself. Don't let the shadow part of yourself talk you out of your blessings. Is that thing that you've been suppressing and hiding? Bro, that could lead you straight to your breakthrough, straight to your abundance. I'm trying to tell you, straight to your blessings, straight to unlocking your spiritual gifts, your abilities, your talents. And as soon as you turn away from the fear of that thing, then other things start to flow like dominoes. Other things start to unlock in your energy. Other gifts, skills, and abilities and talents start to unlock and flourish like dominoes. So yeah, the fear that you have about yourself, a characteristic in yourself, a personality trait, or any little unique ability or thing, characteristic or attribute about yourself, if you've been suppressing it, you've been running away from it, and you're afraid of other people to judge that thing, listen, you might want to think twice about that. You might want to go circle back and look at that thing and look at it from a different lens and see how it could be more than likely a blessing more so than a curse. Something that you have to pull out of your shadows and present to the world in fearlessness, bypassing the fear of being judged, bypassing the need to be validated, accepted, and liked for that thing. You don't need any of that. You don't need to be accepted or liked, and whoever don't like it can go. They can kick rocks and move. They can kick rocks and move. We got to get out of this little weirdo thing about wanting people to like us and, wanting people to accept us and validate us and needing people's approval. No, we don't need that. The only thing we need is to be authentic. Being authentic means coming out of hiding, taking off the mask of hiding those bits and pieces and parts of yourself that you're afraid for people to judge. Those insecurities. Look at them. Don't run from them. Look at them and integrate them. Turn them into your powers. Turn them into your strengths. Some people feel like, I'm too dark, or, I don't look this way, or I don't look that way. And, they try to shrink themselves. Fuck that. Yo, throw you some pieces together, put some color, accentuate yourself with color, all kind of beautiful colors and embellishments and all kind of stuff. And put your face out there. What you talking about? Too dark. Fuck out of here. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Accentuate yourself. You're beautiful. Everything about you is beautiful. Yeah, I was afraid. I was like, I don't want to come off too strong. I don't want people to feel, be offended by me and feel like I'm too pushy, or I'm too know-it-all, or I'm too all this little bullshit, like stuff that I didn't learn from out here in society. Come on, man, we got to get rid of that stuff. Those limiting beliefs, those things are keeping us small and keeping us stuck at a level that doesn't allow us to see our full potential. Right? A lot of the things that we've been taught and that we've learned along the way just simply by being in this society and being in this environment is limiting. It's meant to keep us small. It's meant to keep us powerless. So break free, family. Break free. If I could do it, I know you can do it. Break free from the limits of fear. The fears that you have about yourself. The insecurities that you have about yourself. Face them. Bring them out into the light of day. Let them be free. You be free. Take that mask off and burn it. Be free. Step into the true, authentic version of yourself. Be free. Mind, body, spirit, and emotions. Be free. Don't limit yourself and make yourself small to be accepted, liked, approved by anybody. Okay? All right, family. That's the message. Love y'all. Mwah. Bless.